Okay? This checklist would produce a very long and very boring meeting. It's important for you to have a checklist. I don't deny that. It's very important to have a checklist to go through your design and make sure that you've met all the requirements and that you can prove that. But that's not what the design review is about. Okay? So let's start by saying we really need to respect our audience. The audience are intelligent engineers. They're people who've probably been through this type of presentation multiple times. They're probably very familiar with your design and the challenges of your design and the possible solutions. And, you know, I'm going to say this twice. You don't have to repeat things they already know. You don't have to repeat things they already know. Okay? Respect your audience. Understand them and respect them, and don't waste their time. Their time is extremely valuable. You want to make this interesting. So let's start by identifying what are the real challenges, what are the key challenges, what makes this part unique, what are the key items that make this assignment unique, and what is it that we need to do to succeed. So we're not going to identify all of the requirements, we're not going to identify all of the elements of the design, but we're going to try to identify the select few items that really define or make this a unique and challenging assignment. And then we're going to apply our toolbox. We talked earlier about our toolbox. Our toolbox is that list of tools, the list of processes and methodologies that you have to resolve issues. So you want to use your toolbox to demonstrate how you solve the problem. Now, let me repeat that. You want to use your tools to demonstrate how you solve the problem. You're not using your toolbox to demonstrate the solution. You're not using the design review to demonstrate the solution. The design review is not about your solution. It's about the assumptions that you made and the methods that you used to resolve the challenge. So how did you use your tools to solve the problem? Now, this is your toolbox. It's the long list. You're not going to show this long list, but you're going to pick out the elements within this list that are critical to how you solved your particular problem. And you want to use that to demonstrate how you solve the problem, not the solution. Let me give you some examples. I want to talk about the Escape dual loading roof rack. This was an all-new feature that had never been done before in the industry. It's an all-new concept. This was back in, it was released for production in the year 2000. The concept here is you can bring the carrier down and lock it into the bumper and load it up vertically. Put your bicycle on the carrier, and then you can roll it up and store it on the roof. The idea was it would make it much easier to do your load vertically than having to climb up and do it up on the roof. But in truth, what happened, and as you can see in the picture here, the way we ended up advertising it, we learned this from the clinic. When we showed people how to do this and how it could be done, they turned around and said, no, that's not how I'm going to use it. I'm going to use this to load up my bicycles vertically on the vehicle the way you're showing, or whatever other items I'm loading up there, and I'm also going to load things up on the roof. So this really doubles your loading capacity, and that's the way people use the dual loading roof rack, to store on the roof and to store on the back as well. That's another example why clinics are important. How are people actually going to use your product, which it may be very different than what you expect. And if you understand how they're going to use your product, then it's going to teach you a lot more about what you should be testing for in usage. And really that's what we're talking about here in the design review. What tests did we do to ensure that this device worked properly? Now, what I'll tell you is the challenge for this device, and there were a lot of elements. Is a lot of plastic, a lot of injection molding. There were a lot of issues with all of the parts that were involved and the assembly, etc. But what's really critical here, the real challenge is when the vehicle is in motion, how do you know that the carrier is going to stay secure, is going to stay attached to the vehicle where it's supposed to? So to do this, we really needed to design a new latch system, similar to a car door latch. The design review that we did for this was really focused entirely on the latch mechanism, the release, the engagement, what are the forces in an accident that would come to play, how do we know that it will hold up. So that's what the design review here was really all about. Now let me show you a quick video